Julie.
Hello everyone. I'm very happy to be here today and to explain to you what we developed at New CO2 Fuels and how we are going to help fight climate change. So I'm shortly going to explain to you what's the problem and why CO2 is a liability and how we turn this liability into an opportunity. So look around you, your cell phones, glasses, the electricity we're using, all of them are made by burning fossil fuels. And when you burn fossil fuel, you are emitting a lot of CO2 emissions. Now on itself, that's not so bad. But once you get to too much CO2 into the atmosphere, you kind of create a blanket around the world, and this leads to the increase of temperatures on Earth. And this also leads to extreme weather. So as you can see, for the last few years, we have been experiencing a lot of droughts, a lot of tornadoes, strange cloud formations, and this is bad. Something needs to be done. So our political leaders all around the world, the political leaders around the world are gathering next week in Paris in order to discuss what to be done on a political level. But industries also need to do something, and their question is what? And this is where we come in. So we developed a technology to convert CO2 emission back into fuels. The technology originated from the Weizmann Institute in Israel, and I can proudly say that we are now on a daily basis converting CO2 back into fuels into our labs. So if you still ask yourself, what's so amazing? I mean, plants also do it. Well, we kind of succeeded in increasing the efficiency of our system so that the small reactor, such as the one you see this, is able to convert as much CO2 emissions as 3,000 trees. So instead of planting, for example, a small forest or a yard of 3,000 trees, you could install our reactors, 3,000 reactors, and you would have the equivalent as 9 million trees, which is quite a big forest. When we look at the amount of CO2 that is emitted into the atmosphere, we're currently emitting every year 34 billion tons of CO2. These represent a $1 trillion market for new CO2 fuels. But if you want to understand it a little bit better, I'll take it into Australian terms. If we would take about 9% of the CO2 that's emitted yearly in Australia, using our technology, we would be able to produce enough fuels for all the passenger cars in Australia, meaning we would have a complete fleet using a zero carbon or carbon neutral fuel. New CO2 is real. It's not just a dream. So we have received recognition from two very large industrial firms. We have also received funding from two Australian companies, as well as from the Israeli and American government. We have been nominated for multiple awards and won a few. And we have also been nominated as one of the future fuels for Australia. We are currently discussing our technology with several partners in the steel industry and the glass manufacturers, as we allow them to convert their CO2 into products that can be sold on the market at a profit. So we also offer this industry a very interesting business case that will allow them to reduce their impact on the world. We are currently looking for additional investors, visionaries that would be happy to share the road with us. And I would also like to take this opportunity to thank our Australian partners as well as the Israeli government for their support. We wouldn't be able to be here without them. Thank you.